Hey everyone. Uh, just gonna get started here in just a minute, just testing some settings. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, just seeing if this audio is any better. Oh, it is. Okay, very nice. Trying to adjust a couple of settings here. Okay, I'll go down for just a second. I'm gonna adjust the resolution up. Okay, so I have tried to turn down the sensitivity on the microphone a little bit just to get rid of some of that ambient noise in the background. I just have a fan running in the back, so once I start soldering, it blows away some of that solder fumes. Okay, and I am ready to go. I'm just going to pop out the chat in case anyone shows up. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, tonight I am going to be building a custom 60% keyboard in the layout of Poker 2, Poker 3, you know, whatever. I built a plank a couple weeks ago, or I guess this week. I got the, or last week rather, I got the Master Off plank built it, was shocked at how easy it was to build, and thought, you know what, I will give a go at doing something else. And so I ordered a bunch of parts off of Banggood, and yeah, everything showed up over the course of basically 4 or 5 weeks. So it's a little bit of a wait, but that's cool. So, let me run through what we've got here. Well, first of all, inspiration for it. I got a switch tester from Novel Keys, My Good Novel Keys. And I got it because I was honestly pretty curious about what the, I guess I'm falling out, about what the Zelios were going to feel like. So I got one that had, I think, all the weights of Zelios, and then the box heavies up at the top, and then I have mod HML, I want to say, and then a Gatastotl. So anyway, I was using this as a bit of a fidget, and kept going back to the pale blue. So really like the click of it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get some and build a keyboard with it. So, yeah. So we've got some Kailh box heavy pale blues, which are the clicky switches. I believe that they're 60-gram operating. So it's a nice little activation on it, and it does click on both the down and the up. It doesn't have a click jacket. It has a click bar. So there's like basically a little like arm that goes down and snaps a bar, and so it clicks on the way down and clicks on the way up. Alright, so, yeah, so I have that for the switches, aluminum plate, the GH60 Satan plate, if it will ever focus, oh well, and then this wooden keyboard, which was really affordable. Again, all this came from Banggood. So yeah, real nice plate, or real nice case. Comes with a wrist rest as well. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Should be really nice. Now, I am disappointed. I didn't read this when I was looking at Novel Keys. I got some yellow LEDs, because I thought it would be fun to do like a little tiki themed build on this, you know, with some yellow backlighting. And opened up one of the or pulled out the keys, and then realized that there's no slot for LEDs in it, which is a bit of a bummer, but oh well. So yeah, let's get started. The nice thing about these keys switches is that they are plate mount already, so nothing to snip off there. Which will be nice. It took me a long time to snip all the Zelios and then lube them. I'm not lubing these. They feel pretty smooth already, so I'm not going to do it. I'd probably do it if they were a tactile switch, but for a clicky, it feels quite smooth already. So I am going to clip the stabilizers, though. I've never clipped stabilizers. Actually, I've never put stabilizers in, so this will be a bit of a new experience. But I've been watching a lot of Ski with Pete, and he made it super clear how you do this. So again, I'm not sure if this is going to focus or not, but there are, flip off this light. There are on this thing a couple of like nubbies that stick out. There, yeah, there we go. Hey, focused. Couple of couple of nubbies that stick out, essentially. And there are ones that like are very clearly part of the piece. Oh yeah, there you go, you can kind of see it now. So basically this piece right here is going to get clipped, and this piece here is going to get clipped. They're thinner than the other pieces on there, and it basically just gives it a nice thicker kind of thocking noise. At least that's what Pete says, and Pete is a trustworthy source, so I'm gonna go with it. I've never used any that have clipped stabs on them, so we'll see how this goes. If I don't like it, I suppose I can sell it on Mech Market or something like that to someone that prefers it. So you basically just want to snip these flat. Funny thing, it's actually kind of hard to see. So, see how that's all nice and flat now, maybe. Okay. There we go. So once I turn it, it loses focus. Come on. Focus. Okay. You'll have to take my word for it. I'll try and post some pictures and put in an Imgur album up so that people can see if they're interested. Got these really nice flush wire cutters today through Amazon. I had been using just like a cutter and needle nose, and I was not doing it. That I wish I would have had that when I was doing the when I was snipping the mounts off of the switches. That would have made my life a whole ton easier. I end up having a ton of these around my room, but oh well. I guess that's what a vacuum was made for. Started playing the game Battle Hunters, I think it's called, today. Just came out this week on Steam. It's like this kind of JRPG throwback, and really been enjoying it. Played for an hour or so yesterday, played a couple of hours today. It was a good time. If you happen to be watching, feel free to ask me any questions that you have in the chat, and we'll be watching in a not creepy way. I'll be watching. And of course, if you're watching this later, feel free to ask questions in the comments. So this will be the second board that I've built. This will be my fourth mechanical keyboard, I think. No, fifth, sixth. Sold a couple, traded one for a Google Home, which I actually think I'm getting that one back. Um, but yeah, I did not understand the hype about them until I started using them, and man, really, really enjoy them now. It's a fun hobby too. It is expensive, but it's a fun hobby making, making these things. Got me intrigued now. I've had a Raspberry Pi sitting up in the closet for probably a couple of years now. I bought it prior to us buying our house, which was back in October 2 years ago. Yeah, I think so. And at the time, I thought we were going to have a garage door, and we do not have a garage. So anyway, I bought the Raspberry Pi to basically make a iOS app that could control the door remotely. That would be a cool little thing to program up. And then, yeah, we never ended up getting a house with a garage, so it's a bit of a bummer there. So I've had the Pi sitting up in my closet now, like I said, for a couple of years. But this makes me want to pull it down and do something with it. I'm not sure what yet. There's got a couple of connected device things in my house, like a Nest and stuff like that. Maybe I can do something like that. Now, keycaps is the one thing that I am not sure what I'm going to put on here. I snagged some off of my Poker 2 or Poker 3 that I'm going to put on here. They're some like DSA Granite ripoff ones that, yeah, they work pretty well. The thickness is alright on them. The legends are a little light on it, but I was using planks on my plank for a week, so could probably do with lights. Yeah, with light legends. And if anyone's watching this that is an experienced keyboard builder, and you've got tips for me, I would love to have feedback on my soldering or anything I'm doing here. Always looking to learn, always looking to improve. Just gonna clean this up a little bit, and then I'll move on to lubing them. Okay, so those are done. I'm just going to lube up housing for the stabs. I'm using Krytox GPL 205 lube. It's pretty thick. I used this on the Zelios that I got, and made a huge difference. So yeah. Pete puts the lube directly into the groove where the wire goes, and puts a pretty healthy amount in there. I was using a paintbrush to lube the Zelios with. I am going to go with what he has done, because again, he is, he runs a keyboard shop, so trust he knows what he's doing, and I'm gonna go with it. So, just putting a dot lube right there in the corner. There, see? If it'll ever focus up. Come on. There we go. So, yeah. So this is the left side one. Or, I mean, I guess it's not gonna matter once I push it, but. And again, you're just doing the inner sides of these, so, I mean, I guess left-right doesn't really matter. Just do the inner side. Put a little dot in. And I'm just going to line these up. So make sure that the space bar, shift, all that stuff looks nice and smooth, just the way we want it. I'm not being super liberal with the lube here. Because again, this is pretty thick lubricant. Ooh. A little bit heavy with that one. Make that one the spacebar maybe. Okay. So, got those together. Now it's time to put these together. So again, Pete has a really great explanation of how to put these together if this is your first time watching. Basically, you've got two sides to these. This is the front. You can tell it's the front because there are two holes in it. You just can't see it super well because one of them's dark. And then this is the back. And that one, I know that that looks almost identical on the stream. If you're building this though, look for, there you go. You can see the single hole in that one. Look for the front again has the two holes. Pete always calls them, the front is the hotel because there's two entrances. or there's 2 floors to it rather. And that bottom floor is basically where the wire is going to go into. So put the small piece with the hotel facing forward. Into this, and then just gonna slide the wire into the lower portion of the hotel, and then just snap it into place. Okay, so one down. I'm actually going to dab this just a little bit with paintbrush just to make sure that lube stays inside and gets spread nice and evenly around. Okay. Apologies for no music or anything. I've done a couple of these and I've had a bunch of my streams go, not a bunch, several of my streams go silent due to copyright infringement, and I do not make music often enough to make my own music for streams, so you're just gonna have to deal with some awkward fan noise for a bit. But if you're watching this, then you're probably used to that sort of thing by now. So other boards that I have, like I said, a Poker 3. It's got cherry clears in it. I have a Cooler Master Quick Fire Rapid with cherry blues in it. That's actually my least favorite one I have. Primarily because the blues are super scratchy. And loop this up just a little bit more. The blues are super scratchy. That case as well is all plastic, and I am not a fan of cases that are that light. That's why I could never have a HHKB happy hacking keyboard, because I know that you know, it's a perceived quality thing. I also really like keyboards with weight. Actually, I'm a little bit afraid that even this keyboard might be a little bit white, or not white, light for me. If it is, then, you know, give someone a deal on neck keyboards for it. Said I was just gonna glob it on. Can't do it. Just double checking I got these actually in properly. The other tip I have, if you're gonna build one of these, get your stabilizers from, like, an actual place. Don't do it through Banggood or... So I ordered some through Novel Keys, I think. Thought I had messed up the order, though. So I ordered some extra ones from Banggood, and the quality is really, really, different. I'm sure there were other ones I could have ordered on Banggood. It's not like it's, they're the makers of them. But just to be aware, these are much thicker wires. They feel much more solid. These are not genuine cherry, any of these, but yeah, just something to be aware of. Okay, so these are all set. I'm just gonna set that aside. Now, toss these on PCB. So the way these go is there's a little foot side on this. Again, I don't think it's going to focus. Come on. Well, you can kind of see it even though it's blurry. There's a foot side on it. There's a split side on it. The foot side is what goes through the is what goes through the small hole on the PCB. So each PCB may be different. They may not go all the same way, even on the PCB, depending on just the setup. It's not a big deal either way. It doesn't affect the way it performs. So you slide the little foot in first, and you just snap the clicky part in, and you are good to go. Actually, I need my plate here to figure out where these other ones are. Alright, so here. This plate, or the PCB, supports a lot of different layouts, which is really, really awesome. I need to play around with that sometime. And because of that, can be hard to figure out where these go. Well, I may have to actually swap these for some other ones. Maybe it's just that one. Oh, no. Hey, remember what I said? Feet go in the big hole. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, just need to follow your own advice. Okay, so there we go. We've got all the stabilizers in, which is a good sign. Okay, I'm just going to set this plate on top just to make sure you can sit right. And looking good. Yep, looking good. Okay. So, now, switches. It's going so much faster than my last build. So, again, love the sound of these. Just gonna do a little... Yeah. It's probably pretty quiet, but that's alright. So these box switches, they're meant to be dust and water resistant. I don't typically spill stuff around on my keyboards, but, you know, I suppose it never hurts to have extra protection, right? I'm going to put the corners in. Solder those down all nice and tight. Something to note, these don't actually go totally flush with the PCB. There are these super tiny little feet on these. Come on. Hey, there we go, if I get it close enough. So, those tiny, tiny, tiny little feet really do prevent it from... See that? Yeah. Prevent it from going flush with the PCB, which is fine. Well, I actually don't know if it'll be fun. I'm saying it'll be fun. If it's not fine, I'll guess I'll learn how to desolder today and get new switches or something. Again, I can't imagine it'll be an issue. Okay. Got my corners in, I think. Yep, corners are in on the PCB. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. This PCB looks really nice, by the way. You know, it's not as flashy as like the plank PCB was. You know, certainly not as nice as like Let's Split or Zeal or something like that, but you know, it looks really good. I did order a couple of Let's Split PCBs. I really like the ortholinear layouts, and just to show you my plank. I got the, again, these are 78 gram Zelios on this guy. Yeah, sounds fantastic. And yeah, these are canvas, XDA canvas. Mito designed them. I got in on the drop for the Godspeed set last year, and was really, really impressed with them. I've actually been really impressed with all of the designs Mito's done. I'm super excited for his laser set to come out, if it ever does. So, alright, I'm going to finish my drink, and yeah, I'll be right back. Okay. So one of the great things about these GH60 PCBs is that they run on the QMK firmware, which is a customizable firmware, which is cool. So, you know, if you aren't super into the Oh, awesome. Sweet, just got shipment of my Let's Split PCBs. Cool. So if you don't like the layout of it, it is totally customizable. You know, it's written in C, which, while not the most exciting language ever, the documentation for that stuff is really, really clear. So yeah, shouldn't be bad at all if you want to change something, which is why I would certainly encourage people, especially programmers or anyone looking to get into programming. This would be a great exercise, you know, at the very least. Fun little project. So, again, I'm going to solder these 4 sides in. And forgot to wet my sponge. So anyway, yeah, it'd be a great little project. I'm actually probably going to do the Let's Split, which again runs QMK as well. I'm probably going to run the Let's Split set as a gaming keyboard. So it's going to have a pretty custom setup already. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit on this. There we go. Yeah, so it's gonna have a little bit of kind of a custom setup just for how I know I play games and the games that I play, which will be kind of cool. So when you are doing soldering, you always want to heat up the contact point first. There's a little like brass type of thing on the PCB. Heat that up and then apply the solder. Unless your iron isn't hot enough. Which mine was not, apparently. You also want to press down pretty hard as well to get some of that, to make sure that you get a nice strong or nice tight bond between the PCB and the switch. And this is why we're doing these first 4. Well, it's hot enough. Just straighten that out a little bit. It's like super frustrating. So I will. Seems pretty hot temperature wise. Got set to about 650 or so. Fahrenheit, that is. Alright, I'll clip the end of this. Start from a fresh bit of solder here. See if that doesn't help a little bit. This is crazy. I've never, ever had such issues before. The one time I did this previously. I mean, I've got my iron probably up to 700 now. This makes no sense to me. I'll try some different solder. This is the same thickness. My tip isn't that dirty either. So should work. Just a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna try the other one now. It's gotta be this tip. Not sure what to do about it, though. Slider solder, for some reason, is not melting like the heavier solder is. Okay, I'm gonna try and change the tip. I'll wait for this to cool down though. Also have to find my other tip. It's gonna be exciting to try and find. Okay, found it already. That was easy. And it's a chisel tip, which is nice. I've been wanting one of those. Maybe I can clean all the shit off of this other one at some point. Never actually changed the tip either on these, so I think I'm doing it right. I'm just hoping that this isn't going to be like 1,000 degrees. Phone call. Okay, so got new tip on. Is it still hot? Yeah, it's still hot. Ooh. Let this other tip warm up. Get back to it. I'm surprised at how quickly that tip went bad, if that's the case. I mean, they look totally different, so. So I don't really like linear switches at all. I might do them for the gaming keyboard when I build one. Well, I mean, I guess I was going to say the Let's Split was, but I don't. Maybe I'll do linears in the Let's Split. We'll see. But yeah, it's hard to know when they activate. I guess I'd probably do like the Kailh speed switches in one, just because they have such a lower activation point than, let's try this, than some of the other switches out there. But that I'd probably do in a linear, but aside from that, I don't think so. Oh yeah. Good. So my soldering's gotten a bit better since I did that plank. Let's solder a little bit more to this. Oh, it's probably fine. I did learn my first time through in that plank that I was not using nearly enough solder. I was very, very, very stingy with it. Since learned you can't stinge on your solder. Okay. So, those are done. Work on putting these other ones in here. Just to show you, again, this is for critique purposes. Come on, focus. How does it still not want to focus on that? Huh, okay. Well, I'll show you the board once I'm finished. I have to get some more tips though for sure. I like the chisel tip way, way, way better than the circular tip. Circular tip was actually kind of hard to use. So I'm kind of thinking about getting a neon-themed sort of thing for this. Again, just to be kind of fun to go with a tiki theme. My wife and I went to a tiki bar the other night for my birthday, and yeah, had a great time. It's one of our favorite spots here in town. So there is a really great sound test out there. This is, again, I think I meant to say this at the beginning of the stream, but there's a great sound test out there of a guy, I don't remember who it is, guy or girl, I'm not really sure, who is doing a sound test with these pale blues in a wooden case, and the sound is exquisite. That wooden case really helps deepen up this click sound, which I already like better than the cherry blues by quite a bit, and liked it better than the Gattistotle click sound as well. This is a bit more deep-throated than either of those are. So I think this might go to work with me, depending on how loud these are. I work in an open office, so I don't want to annoy my neighbors too much. Otherwise I'll just keep it here, go on my desk at home. Currently have that cherry blue CM's Rapid on the desk. It's alright. Again, it's scratchy. The actuation force on it's higher than these are. So it'd be nice to get something... Is it higher? I forget. Actually need to replace this spacebar stab on that. It doesn't actually fit. I have the, again, the Godspeed key set. For whatever reason, the stabs do not fit the side holes on the spacebar. And so it kind of just flops every which way. I'm not sure if it's because the stabs are broke or what. I did try and take them out and mess with them. I was just curious as to... Oy. There's a bent pin. All the way down. Straighten that back up. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna set that aside and just use a new one because I did get extras. Wasn't sure what I was gonna put these in, so I just got a few extra. And we're good on that one. Okay. My previous gaming keyboard prior to the blue was a full-size Corsair K98, which It's a cool keyboard, but man, it's huge. It's had macros and all this other stuff, and I just don't really play games that use macros anymore. Too old for it, or something. Also, maybe the keyboards are the money sink that those games used to be. Real jazzed about the all the people that are doing live streams and keyboard builds and stuff like that all over YouTube. It's really nice. Phone call, 1 sec. Okay. Getting closer. Not too many more of these to put in. I am consistently amazed at just some of the really rad designs that people are coming up with for for cases in particular. A lot of really awesome CNC stuff. I, in particular, am very interested in when Rama comes out with the M65 again, if he ever does. That is a sweet, sweet case layout. Just beautiful, beautiful CNC'd aluminum. Yeah, it just looks super killer. Is that right? Nah, it doesn't fit right. Nope. Yeah, so the stuff on Geek Hack is really killer. Some of the interest checks people are doing and stuff. That's better. Okay. I think that's right. I'm gonna go stick on some keycaps real quick and see. So, let's see. Okay, so backspace goes there. Yeah, looks good. So I shouldn't really necessarily put this on. Okay, so backspace, yeah. Shift, yeah. That's right, spacing. Yeah. And then it is control. Control. Alt. Let me grab the spacebar too. Tab is there. Super. And oh, the super scope side. Let's see. This goes, yeah, there we go. Okay, so this needs to be moved over one, which is good to know. This is control still. Control, okay. That needs to be moved over one. Don't need that. Really this lower thing that I need worked on. So, super, and probably needs to be, so I think the super needs to be moved over one as well. Oi. Control need to go over two? Yep. Okay. This is good to know. That's why you do this. Oh shit, I have to desolder that one. That's too bad. Wow. That was a mistake. Well, guess I get to learn how to desolder. Get the old soldering wick here. think this just like sucks it on up. Wait. So yeah, okay, it's that one. So this is definitely not as easy as I thought. There's maybe this will be easier. Super clean, but I probably can get it out. I think we got it. Okay. Let's try. Alright, I'm gonna take a few minute break here and go help with the screaming baby.